The Thoroughbred is a magnificent animal, bred for speed, bred to compete, the sport of kings.
Wow, West Coast has it by 6.
It's the all-new Let's Go Racing from Parks Casino and Racetrack. It's action-packed and fun for the entire family.
3 of them are right together with 1 furlong to go.
Let's Go Racing is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. It's fun to see them run.
A very pleasant good morning, racing fans, and welcome here to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. This past weekend, the 3-year-olds took a back seat. They're waiting for that first Saturday in May. However, we will have a little bit of Kentucky Derby update for you here in just a minute. And local trader Scott Lake, after career win number 6,000, could he get that here this week? Our local race of the week, again, a little bit of license. We're going to head out to Charlestown for the $1 million Charlestown Classic. A couple of locals in there. John Service saddling Diamond King and Uriah St. Louis with Discreet Lover. We'll see how they made out. The match series got underway down at Laurel. We'll also have graded action from Santa Anita, and children from the 4-H Club were here for a big visit over the weekend. We'll have more on that here in just a little bit. Hi, everybody. Keith Jones down to the beautiful first floor here at Parks Racing. Mr. Kentucky Derby himself, Dick Girardi. And Dick, as we sit here today, the day that the program is airing, we're only 1 week away from that first Saturday in May.
It snuck up rather quickly this year, but it always does. And this is a loaded field. There's like a half a dozen horses you can make a pretty good case for.
This is crazy.
And Baffert has 3 of them. Richard Mandela, who's never been a factor in the Derby, probably is going to have the favorite. In Omaha Beach, Bill Mott is live. He's not won the Derby, so it's going to be fun.
It's going to be a very tepid favorite at that, so you're going to have prices all over that tote board. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
I think there were some kind of odd goings on this weekend down at Churchill as the horses were trying to work out on Sunday. Nobody could see anything.
Right, it was foggy, and then it was the track was a mess, so a couple of the trainers opted to move their works to Monday because they're still 2 weeks away.
Right. I think, is that one day? Yeah, I know it's going to throw their schedules off.
They'll be okay.
You got it. Dick, we got a lot of stuff to get to, and again, as I mentioned, our local race of the week is actually going to take us out to Charlestown. How about the $1 million Charlestown Classic?
Yes,
you love it.
Yeah, I do love the Charlestown
absolutely.
Classic.
The favorite here is number 4, Rally Cry, goes off at a price of 5-2 for trainer Todd Pletcher. Now, Dick, he only made 2 starts last year, only got to the track 2 times, but if you go back to in his past performance lines, he was second in the Grade 1 Woodward.
Yeah, behind Gunrunner and Gunrunner's Horse of the Year campaign in 2017, and actually ran in the Woodward again last year behind Yoshida, ran pretty well. But the question is, where has he been? Why is he so long between races? And boy, September 1st to April the 20th, and you're still the favorite.
And
well, it tells you all about Todd Pletcher. That's why.
Second choice. How about number 3, Diamond King? He's also 5-2 for some guy named John Service. I think he closed out his 3-year-old campaign with a terrific effort in the Ohio Derby, and has 1 start here as a 4-year-old as he prepped for this one.
Yeah. Now this is a really solid horse who's closing on $400,000 in earnings, and as you said, they gave him the 1 prep to get him ready, and John Service gets to go back home for this one. He's of course from West Virginia.
Now he's 5-2. We also have another local, Discreet Lover, breaks from post 6. You're going to get 14-1. And Dick, last time we saw him, he was in the Breeders' Cup Classic.
Right, he split the field. He ran 8th, but the race before that is the race we'll all remember when he won the Jockey Club Gold Cup.
Charlestown for the Charlestown Classic, $1 million on the line. Here's the call.
Diamond King takes them into the stretch for the first time, and Runnin' to Love Ya, the West Virginia Breeders' Classic champion, is right alongside of him. The pace is measured, 24 seconds flat, 1 lap to go in the Classic. Diamond King and Runnin' to Love Ya are 1-2, and Rally Cry has been angled into the 3 path to give chase from 3rd. Up the inside, Mongolian Groom is forwardly placed, Unbridled Wand 3 wide, Nanoosh in between. Something Awesome has moved up into 7th. Then comes War Story, Discreet Lover, and Imperative still at the back. Diamond King in front, Runnin' to Love You alongside of him, and Rally Cry still 3 wide in 3rd. Unbridled Ron runs along in 4th, in comes Nanoosh and Something Awesome. Mongolian Groom dropping back, then War Story, Discreet Lover, and Imperative. They head to the 3/8 pole, and the West Virginia breds in front. Runnin' to Love Ya has taken the lead from Diamond King, who fights right back along the inside. Rally Cry comes under pressure, then comes Unbridled Wand, Nanoosh, Something Awesome, and War Story. Back up top, Runnin' to Love Ya and Diamond King slugging it out. Rally Rally Cry is all in from third. Then Unbridled One, Something Awesome, and War Story running on from behind. Runnin' to Love Ya's in front. Diamond King going to make him earn it in the final furlong. Runnin' to Love Ya, trying to run into the history books. Diamond King along his inside. These two to decide it in the classic. It's the Gray Rocket Runnin' to Love Ya, and he makes history. The West Virginia bred has won.
Well, Dick, Diamond King, as they say, ran his eyeballs out, but you know what? He got beat. Number 8, Runnin' to Love Ya, was off here at 9-1. Just gets up late to win it by a half length, pays $21.20 to win. Diamond King was second. The 9-horse War Story rallies for third. And Dick, as you look at Runnin' to Love Ya, not only does this horse like to win, but he loves Charlestown too.
He does. He's won 9 in a row. He's 12 of 15 lifetime at Charlestown. And what was so exciting for the locals is he's the local hero.
Yeah.
He's the West Virginia bred winning their big race. So it was gigantic, but a tough loss for the Cassius Kings and the DJ Stables and all the owners of Diamond King and, of course, John Service. He ran the best race of his life.
Huh?
He got 100 buyer and lost to the West Virginia bred, Runnin' to Love Ya. But yeah, you like to win. When you run that well, you're looking at 600 grand, but second is what you get.
We love when our locals win our big races, so out there, they're
great.
excited out there.
Absolutely.
Dick, not so good for Discreet Lover.
No. Didn't run at all and finished last. So I don't know what's going on with him, but something obviously is amiss with Discreet Lover.
Well, Dick, let's get to our first break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing. As I mentioned at the Open, children from the 4-H Club came out for a big day. And we'll go behind the scenes with that. We come back after this.
Looking to join the thrill and excitement of thoroughbred racehorse ownership? Pewter Stable can get you started. With more than 25 years of experience under the leadership of Greg and Kate Tomasi, Pewter Stable is one of the industry's leaders in racing partnerships, winning hundreds of races and millions of dollars at racetracks all over the Mid-Atlantic, including New York. No markup, no management fees makes our partnerships unique and affordable. We are Pewter Stable.
What does Chapman's 7 locations and 10 car brands mean to you? It means a huge selection of quality pre-owned vehicles, all makes and models, many one-owner low mileage certified with miles of factory warranty remaining. Safety checked, meticulously detailed, and each come with a free Carfax report so you can buy with complete confidence at any Chapman Auto store near you. Or shop online anytime at ChapmanPreowned.com.
If our emblem is not on your car or truck, you probably did pay too much.
Amazing achievements for Pennsylvania breds on the world stage. Thanks to Finest City, Unique Bella, and Shamrock Rose, PA joins Kentucky as the only state in the past decade to breed Eclipse Award champions 3 straight years. Add that to our unmatched incentives. Plus, our Racehorse Development Fund can only be used to support PA breeding and racing. Why breed anywhere else? This is Brian Sanfratello. Go to PABred.com and see why Pennsylvania is the premier place to breed and race.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. Time for this week's special feature segment. As we mentioned, children from the local 4-H Club came out. And Dick, they had a serious grand tour at Parks Racing.
Yeah, it sounds like the tour I'll try to give friends when I come out the first time, but they got even a better one than the one I give. I always end up with hanging out with you.
Right. They had a chance. The first race was 1 mile, so the children had a chance to go right down by the starting gate, watch them come blasting out.
Perfect.
Then our friend Tony Black took them up to the jockey's room.
Ah, very nice.
And then they came up and watched. Yeah, then they came up and watched a race from the booth.
They hung out with Keith Jones calling a race. How'd you do in that race? You do all right?
We did okay. We had to split them up. There were so many. We had 2 groups, but we had a great time up there with them. But here's more on a great visit from the kids from the 4-H Club.
I love to be here with the young people. They have so much fun watching these beautiful, well-trained animals perform at a high rate of speed. You know, racing's a highly physical athletic event. And I try to explain to them it's not only a highly physical athletic event for the horse, but the riders are truly athletes. You know, we have to be as fit as the animal that we're sitting on. And the kids get a lot of education to what it takes to get a racehorse over here. All the hands and all the work that it takes to get one horse over here to the races. And what better group to explain it to 4-H Club?
Tony is fantastic with these youth groups. I mean, he really brings the kids to life. He explains racing on their terms. They love interacting with him, and they really get to really experience being up front in front of one of the best jockeys here in Pennsylvania. I mean, Tony, he's history here.
And of course, it's always great to have the kids come out and enjoy a big day, and Dick, Tony Black has become just a tremendous ambassador for the sport.
Nobody better to hang with than Tone at the racetrack.
Well, Dick, let's get to more racing coverage. Of course, it's brought to you by Chapman Auto Group. Unless our emblem is on the back of your car or truck, you probably paid too much. How about the match series?
How about the match series starting up? 4 races at Laurel. We'll have our 4 here on Labor Day.
They're going to group them all, and each track gets a group of races for one day, so it is cool that they're going to do it.
Yeah, I wrote about it a little bit on Let'sGoRacingParks.com last week, and I wrote about the stake schedule for Parks, but the match series comes here on Smarty Jones Day, Labor Day.
Well, a little local flavor here in the Prima Netta. That's the filly and mare sprint division. They'll go 6 furlongs for $100,000. Number 2, Ms. Locust Point. Even money for Trader John's Service. And Dick Akasha's King Horse, and she does like Laurel.
Yeah, it really likes Laurel. 6 lifetime starts there, 4 wins and a second. And they didn't take her to Florida. They left her up here at Parks to train because there were races for her at Laurel and here. And here's another one where she's a solid favorite.
She's even money. Second choice, number 1, Start with Silver, 9-2 out of that always tough Linda Rice barn.
Yeah, when Linda comes, you must pay attention because she wins at a high percentage.
The match series, the Prima Netta. Here's the call.
Ms. Locust Point, Angel at Warzenek behind in second, and Last True Love, 3 deep and Majestic One right there on the outside, and an opening quarter at 21.95. And then it's DJ's Favorite is in 5th position. Karen's trying to get underweight out of the rail with SW Briar Rose now passing that one while 3 wide. Then it's back to Shimmering Aspen and Start with Silver trailing. Ms. Locust Point turns for home, and a half-mile posted in 45.09. Ms. Locust Point now 4 lengths in front of the 316s. Here's Karen. Karen's now mounting a rally out of the inside, shifting just off the rail, trying to come after Ms. Locust Point. Karen trying willingly, also shifting to the outside. Ms. Locust Point. Karen is reaching. Karen, Ms. Locust Point. Ms. Locust Point desperate. Karen on the outside. Ms. Locust Point and Karen.
Well, Ms. Locust Point out fast, and she is pressured in the early going.
Yes.
She shakes loose, but here comes number 3, Karen, with a big late run for the back. And Dick, yes, Ms. Locust Point holds on to win it by a nose and pays $4 to win. She's getting up there in earnings.
Yeah, got a 90 buyer, solid number. As you said, took pressure early and then held on over 600,000.
That works.
Talk about a well-managed 5-year-old mare on only her 16th lifetime start. It's 9 wins and 600 grand.
Just leave her at Laurel. Well, Dick, also on the program at Laurel was the Tessio.
Yes.
And the Tessio of his interest because the winner gets to...
Right, winning you're in for the Preakness. It's Maryland's Preakness Prep. It used to be run at Pimlico, but now Pimlico just runs that real short meet around the Preakness. So winning you're in, and a huge favorite of this race.
Well, Dick, this is 9 furlongs for $125,000, and it really is just about one horse. That's number 2, Always Mining. Gets bet down to 5 cents on the dollar. You're going to bet $1, you're going to win a nickel.
Right.
We love that. And Dick, this horse really turned around after a start in October and has turned into a monster.
He's won 5 in a row by big margins, has been loose on the lead in all of them. The question for this horse is what would happen if somebody else took the lead?
Yeah.
That was the only issue. Other than that, looked like a cinch.
Okay, 1-9. We love 1-9. Here's the call.
So there goes Try for Gold on the outside. Always Mining will elect to take back. In between horses, Always Mining. Well, third as Bozzini moves up on the rail to take the lead from Try for Gold as they sort up front. So it is Bozzini. Bozzini in front from Try for Gold by a neck. Always Mining back in third position after a 25-second opening quarter mile. Another 3 lengths back, and it's Dixie Drawl. And Tybalt is last in the Federico Tessio field, some 7 lengths from the front. So with 5 furlongs left to go, it's Bozzini and Trevor McCarthy leading Try for Gold second. It's 2 lengths back. And here's Always Mining. Heavy favorite being asked for a little more. Here's Always Mining now within 3.5 of the front runner, Bozzini heading into the far turn. And Tybalt second last position, and Dixie Drawl trailing the field. Half mile in 48.87. So Always Mining will have to make a 3-wide bid, and he's willing to do it. Always Mining up to Try for Gold as Bozzini's off the scene now in third position, and Tybalt and Dixie Drawl. Less than 3 furlongs to go. And Always Mining now in front from Try for Gold as they pass that 2.5 furlong mark. Bozzini is in third, then Tybalt and Dixie Drawl. mile. 6 furlongs a minute 12.97. Turning for home in the Federico Tessio Stakes. Always Mining set down and opens up a 4-length lead on Try for Gold, then Bozini and Tybalt and Dixie Drawl. In the last furlong, it's Always Mining.
Well, you talked about winning by big margins.
Yes.
You wanted to see what would happen if the horse did not get the lead.
Yes.
Well, Always Minded did not get the lead and won by 11.5 lengths.
Yeah, this was really visually impressive because early on I thought the horse was struggling a little bit behind horses, but man, when Daniel Centeno got him outside and on the turn, it was just over that fast. Now, it wasn't beating horses, obviously, that will race in the Preakness, but a 92 buyer has now won 6 in a row by a combined 36.5 lengths. So the home team is going to have a nice horse, but he won't be running against Bazzini this time. There will be the Derby winner and many others in the Preakness.
Tip our caps to trainer Kelly Rubley because she took over from Edward Graham, and this horse is absolutely taken off. So off to the Preakness for Always Mining. Well, let's go to the West Coast to take a look at the Grade 2 Kona Gold. The sprinters here, they'll go 6.5 for $200,000. The favorite is number 5, Kantaka, wears that black, and the yellow and black of West Point is off at 3-2. Jerry Hollendorfer, multiple graded winner last year, and a stone cold late runner.
Yeah, late running sprinter, they scare me a little bit because sometimes they just don't get there, but certainly this horse has ability.
Number 1, the Doctor. Dr. Door, 2-1 for Bob Baffert. And Dick, after winning the Grade 2 Californian last year, took on a fairly ambitious campaign.
Yeah, it did, and it won $350,000 doing it, but was in against all the heavyweights all year long.
6.5, the Grade 2 Kona Gold. Here's the call.
Sistron, who comes onto the main track with a 1-length advantage on All Out Blitz in second. Then it's Zatter third, Kantaka fourth, 3.5 or 4 off the lead, and he's joined by Dr. Dora moving through on the inside now to take the third spot. Heading to the half mile in the Kona Gold Stakes, Sistron is the boss. Just over a length to All Out Blitz in second. Zatter between horses, Kantaka on the outside, and Dr. Dora is asked to pick it up at the rail. 3/8 of a mile to go. It's Sistron in charge, opens up 2 now. All Out Blitz second, Kantaka on the outside, Zatter and Dr. Dor. Sistron loose at the quarter pole with a 2-length cushion over All Out Blitz, who's been second throughout and is called on. Kantaka in the black cap, Dr. Dor at the rail, and then Zatter. Less than 3/16 to go, and Sistron is powerful up top. Sistron widens at will. He's gone. Sistron by 5. Dr. Dor trying to get through on the inside of All Out Blitz, who's currently second. The Kona Gold, a 1-horse affair.
Like you could say this race was over the minute the gate opened because Sistron blasted out of there.
Good night.
Was immediately in front, never looked back, drew off to win by 5 1/4 and a very impressive effort here at 6-1. Pays $15.60 to trainer John Sadler. Sistron, a son of the Factor.
Yeah, easily a career best 97 buyer. This is John Sadler, as you said, with Haranis Racing, same group that gave us Accelerate last year, where they have a really good sprinter. This was a powerhouse race. Been running all these grass races. I said, hey, let's try the dirt. I don't think he'll be back on the grass anytime soon after that race.
That was tremendous. 5 1/4 to win a Grade 2 race. Let's get to our next break. We come back here on Let's Go Racing. We're going to meet our turning for home horse of the week and more action from the match series. Stay with us. We'll be back after this.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing. It is time for our Turning for Home Horse of the Week. Of course, it's brought to you by the good folks at Turning for Home. Log on to their website at turningforhome.org. And here's more with Danielle Montgomery.
This week's Turning for Home Horse of the Week is the Gemini Man. Now, most Gemini born are versatile, lively, quick-witted, and enthusiastic, according to astrological charts. And that definitely describes our Big Bay gelding, the Gemini man, who's by astrology and out of an Fleet Alex mare named Fleet Special. His barn says that he's the kind of horse that greets you every day with great interest and kind curiosity, and he certainly catches everyone's eye with his massive presence. The Gemini man raced 18 of his 20 starts at Parks Racing, and he was competitive right from the beginning. He won his first start and came back to run fourth in the Pennsylvania Nursery Stakes in 2016. He went on to win 3 more times and collect earnings over $120,000 for his connections. Responsibly retired after a knee started to bother him, our partner farm, Fairfield Farm in New Hope, PA, will make sure that he is carefully rehabbed and retrained for a lucky adopter to own. You can meet this big, gorgeous dressage prospect if you send in an application at turningforhome.org. This is Danielle Montgomery for the PTHA's Turning for Home.
Of course, as always, our thanks to Danielle. And also, Dick, of course, Turning for Home sponsors our Jockey and Trader of the Week. Ruben Silvera is our Jockey of the Week, had multiple riding doubles this week. And Miguel Penaloza going to get the nod as our Trainer of the Week. He had turned the old training double here on Tuesday afternoon, so we're going to give him our tip of the cap today. Miguel Penaloza is our Trainer of the Week. We'll add to race recap. And Dick, the match series, as you mentioned, there were 4 on the Laurel card. We looked at the Prima Donna. Let's take a look at the other ones. It's the Frank Whiteley, the sprinters on the main track at 6 furlongs for $100,000. Dick, number 2, Lackey for trainer David DeLodovico, and he's got to run big.
Yeah, I mean, this under 109 flat. Yeah. I mean, this was like 110 fire. This was a gigantic race by the first and second runners here.
Well, he gets his points for the match series to get things underway. Next, it's the King T. Leatherberry. Got to name a turf race for the King. 5.5 furlongs, $100,000. The favorite in here was number 11, Proforma, who is never a factor. And that long stretch, Dick. Here comes number 9, Dirty, at 5 to 1.
I mean, you got to love a horse named Dirty.
I mean, how good is this?
This is classic. And is he going to get up? Yeah, he's going to get up. Going up by a neck to win this thing right at the wire.
$13 to win on good old Dirty for Jeremiah Engelhardt. And finally, it's the Dahlia. We're going to go 1 mile on the turf for the fillies and mares. And Dick, how often do we see horses rally to get the victory on the turf? Here comes the 9, Secret Message.
Yeah, Secret Message rolling late to win.
Graham Ocean gets up, and he gets his neck up here. Absolutely.
Get some points. So these are all horses potentially we could see here on Labor Day.
Well, Dick, that's our coverage of the match series. And Dick gets Eye on Racing. And did you know our stake schedule opens up today, the Lyman and the Foxy JG?
I am very aware of that. In fact, it's right up on the Parks website. Let's go racingparks.com. I talked to our great racing secretary, Davis Sajanak.
Yeah, you got it.
About it, and he's made a few tweaks to the schedule, and I think are all good. And obviously, we have now not 1 big day, but 2. Labor Day was Smarty Jones Day, and all that's going to happen that day, and of course the PA Derby and the Cotillion later in September.
All about 7/8 of a mile here later this afternoon.
Yes,
Time to head to our final break. News and notes. We'll wrap it up. We come back after this.
Racehorses are pampered,
treated with care, and loved.
Nothing is more important than their health and their safety.
We do right by them,
and they do right by us.
the hard-working folks
who proudly earn our living
in Pennsylvania's horse racing
and breeding industries.
Horse racing is a lot of fun.
But it's so much more.
It provides tens of thousands of jobs.
Jobs, and billions in economic impact each year.
All across the Commonwealth.
Horse racing in Pennsylvania. It's a winner.
He's a winner. He's a champion. He's an icon. He's a legend. And now he's back in Pennsylvania. Smarty Jones, Kentucky Derby winner, Preakness Stakes winner, standing at Equistar in Annville, Pennsylvania. The quintessential Pennsylvania bred has returned. Smarty Jones is back home. Please call Rodney Eckenrode or visit EquistarTrainingAndBreeding.com.
The Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association is the advocate for Parks Racing's horsemen and has worked hard to secure better lives for the hundreds of trainers and their families that work in the thoroughbred racing industry. Our horsemen benefit from medical coverage, trainer pension plans, and increased purses. Thanks to these horsemen, racing at Parks is the very best, providing entertainment for you and the entire family. The Pennsylvania Horsemen are proud to be part of the community and introduce a new generation of fans to the sport of kings.
Welcome back, everyone, to Parks Racing for Let's Go Racing News and Notes. The final segment brought to you by the great folks at Pewter Stable. Log on to their website at pewterstable.com. Bruce Casella, Dick Girardi, Keith Jones, and Dick, we talked about it recently on the show.
Yes.
6,000 career wins.
Yeah, only the sixth trainer in history. Monday afternoon, Scott Lake got it done.
That's absolutely an enormous number.
No question.
And here's more with Scott.
Scott, you said a few months ago this is the one goal you had left in the game to get to 6,000. Now that you're there, what's it feel like?
It's unbelievable. You know, just stressful getting to this point. You know, everybody's building it up, and which I understand it's big, but it's fantastic. You know, for all my help, all my owners, every horse I had the pleasure of putting a tack on, it just means the world to us.
The fact that you did it with your first chance, this is a hard game to do, right? This is your first shot at it, right?
Yeah. We won one on Saturday, and this is the first one we ran since then, so it's good.
And you kind of knew it's a first-time starter, but you had a sense she was pretty good.
Yeah, she's been working really well, and she just does everything so easy, and you know, we were kind of confident coming in here, but again, you know, you had that monkey on your back, so you're a little nervous.
Scott, go back to the beginning. It's been almost a little over 30 years since you've been doing this. You ever in your wildest dreams envision this kind of a day?
I got in this, and you know, one of my first owners was a guy named Alan Pincus, and I just always thought I just wanted to be in this business in some capacity and undo this, and for it to happen, you know, become what it's become, it's just unbelievable. It's a little surreal.
You had an unbelievable run, like where you were winning 300, 400, 500 races a year. You're not doing that anymore. Where are you in the game? What's your place in the game at the moment?
I mean, I'm happy, you know, maybe 125 wins a year, you know, keeping about 70, 80 horses in training. We scaled back, spend more time with my kids and everything, and I have no complaints of the decisions I've made and what we've done, you know, and you know, where we're at in the business now.
And you're hearing Keith call this in the background. What was that like when you're hearing it go on?
You know what? When I was watching the race, I couldn't even hear him, and now to hear him, you know, I'm sure I'll go back and watch the replay a few times and get a better feel of it.
And it wasn't close. Are they the best kind?
Yeah, they're by far the best kind.
I know I asked you this a while back. When you see the names that are ahead of you, the first 5 to get to 6,000, to join that club, what does that mean?
You know, it means the world, because when you're growing up and you're looking at these guys and you know, and they're winning all these races, they become your idol, and then one day you're now on equal with them, and you wake up and you're 6th all time, and you're, wow, you know, how did this happen? So it's kind of baffling to me that we got to where we were. But
and you're not that old. How old are you?
I'm only 53, so
you got a long way to go. What's next? What's the next goal?
7,000. Well, knock off Leatherberry first, you know.
So you're not going anywhere for a while?
No, I have no plans on going anywhere.
But you're off to a horse sale to buy some more horses, yes?
Yep. I changed my flight to be here for this one, so I'm kind of glad I did, and it was worth the extra $350. So.
And Scott's been around here for a long time. He's been a good friend to both of us, and Dick, we congratulate him on a tremendous career achievement.
No question.
And Dick, letsgoRacingParks.com. You're always on there with great stories. What'd you have this week?
Tyler Service, John's younger son. We talked about it on the show last week. Won with his first starter as a trainer, run with Wentz down at Keeneland. Had a chance to talk to John and to Tyler about how he got started. He always wanted to be in the business. Now he's in it, and he's going to come back here to Parks in mid-May after the Kentucky Oaks, and he's got a couple owners there to give him some horses. He's got a couple stalls, and he'll be a player around here at Parks.
Dick, these guys should retire after winning their first race. They'd be 1-1.
I did suggest that to him. That actually, one of the guys said on TV recently, there's actually a trainer out there with a better percentage than Jason Service. Tyler Service is undefeated.
Come out and enjoy the racing right here at Parks Racing. We'll see you next week on Let's Go Racing.